This is the Celtic Forever podcast, and we're here to discuss today's game, Celtic against St Johnstone, where it finished Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0. Very frustrating day. I've got John here to go over some things. How are you today, John?
Well, I was good until that result. It was just turgid. It was dreadful. Can't really say any more than that about it. There was, we talked about it a few podcasts ago. Whatever it was Celtic had last season, that spark is gone. It's totally gone. There's nothing there in that team.
About 10 minutes to go, plus 8 minutes injury time. And we're strolling about the park at walking pace. There's no urgency. There's absolutely nothing. You're bringing on James Forrest to try and get us a goal.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't know where we go from here, to be honest with you. It's not looking good. So we've got 5 days left in the transfer window. I don't know how many players we need to sort this out, but we need to get signings in pronto.
Of course, aye. Well, I was looking at St Johnstone's last 4 results before they played us, and they've been beaten the 4 games before they played us. In the League Cup, they were beaten by Ayr United. 2-1 they get beat. Then they get pumped with Stirling Albion, 4-0. And then they get beat 2-0 with Hearts and 2-0 with Ross County. And then they come to Celtic Park and get a draw.
No, there's something very, very wrong at Celtic just now. Don't know if the players are not playing for the manager or the manager's sending out the wrong tactics, but there's something no right. It's just no clicking at all. No matter what the manager tries, it's no clicking. But we'll go through some of the points in the game anyway, some of the chances. Obviously, Matt O'Reilly had 3 clear-cut chances, more or less tap-ins, and hits them right at the goalkeeper. What do you think of Matt O'Reilly's performance?
If I was being honest, I'd say he was probably the only half-decent player on the park today. Even although the chances that he had were tap-ins, really, weren't they?
Every chance was hit straight at the goalkeeper.
Straight up, and that keeper, by the way, that guy was a disgrace, the time wasting and all that. And do you know, a simple wee tap back to the keeper to pick up, and he picks it up and then dives on the ground with it and all that. As if he'd made a beautiful save, you know.
Yeah, they're going to do. They're playing for that point, you know. That's everything to them. So they're going to hit out with the tactics, the time waste, and the dummy injuries. That's what they're going to do. That's a given. But we've got the injury time added on. We've got the 8 minutes added on, and we still couldn't do anything with the 8 minutes.
To draw away a team as bad as that, and let's no kid ourselves, St Johnstone are a terrible team. They're just terrible, absolute garbage, and we couldn't beat them. It was horrible to watch. It was just horrible to watch. That performance for St Johnstone, that was their game, was just to waste time and kick players up in there, because there was a lot of things I noticed in that game that the ref wasn't punishing their players for. I mean, it was very early on in the game. I think it was only maybe 3 or 4 minutes into the game. Their captain goes right through the back of Turnbull and sends them spinning and isn't even booked.
I know, the referee wasn't great today either, to be honest with you. He's booking Celtic players for practically nothing, and not even talking to St Johnstone players. But again, you've got to expect that as well. That's part of the Scottish game, isn't it? That's not the issue of the day. The issue is the lack of anything for Celtic, and they showed nothing today. You know, they had a few chances, and they played a bit better than last week as well, I've got to admit. But as I said, they're at home against St Johnstone at Celtic Park, bottom of the league. No got a goal, no got a point. And we struggled to break them down. We'll go through the players who played today. We'll start with Alistair Johnson. It was good to see him back today, wasn't it?
Aye. Did they have a good game? I thought he did alright the time he was on. You could see him tiring though. And he was subbed second half, quite early in the second half he gets subbed. I suppose he did alright when he was on, but it's his first game back. So I did say pass marks for AJ, he did okay.
Taylor was a wee bit better today. I thought he was finding that forward pass as well. You know, the defence had nothing to do in defence, but it was their sort of their attacking play There was a wee bit better, I thought, today than against Kilmarnock, but St Johnstone offered nothing up front, apart from that one chance.
Aye.
So,
Well, I think they had a chance late on, did they not? I can't remember exactly. I'm trying to blank it out of my mind, to be honest with you. But, aye, I think Taylor, because St Johnstone never attacked for 90 minutes, then it probably took the pressure off him a bit, as a defender, in a defending sense.
Then we got
So Johnson did okay. He was subbed. Taylor, he got subbed as well, didn't he? Bernabei came on for him later in the second half.
yeah. And then we've got midfield McGregor. Still no great. Still, I think he's getting brushed off the ball quite easily just now. Wasn't finding the forward passes, wasn't he breaking the lines, I didn't see anything McGregor done at all in the game today. Anything positive?
No. He never did anything. You couldn't say they did anything wrong, they just weren't picking the right passes, really, were they? Like you said, they're not breaking the lines. Have we actually got a player that can go by defenders? Because to me, it looks like they're scared to try and go by a defender.
No.
It's all pass, left, right, boring. Out to the wing, put a cross in. Either goes out the park or the goalkeeper catches it.
Aye, no, I think there is one or two that can beat a defender, but we'll get to them once we get past the midfield. Turnbull and O'Reilly, how did you think they played?
I thought O'Reilly was okay, actually. I know he missed sitters and all that, but he was making himself available the whole game. He was trying to get involved the whole game. There was no hiding for him. I'll give him that. But the chances that he had, I would say unforgivable, but you've got to be putting them away, ain't you?
Aye. I could have had a hat-trick in the first half. He could have scored 3 in the first half.
Aye.
But he didn't, so then Kyogo marked out the game, wasn't he?
Kyogo again, aye. They never done anything for 90 minutes, as far as I could see. A couple of bad shots, that was it. But he's one of the players, Kyogo, he'd do nothing for 89 minutes and then pop up with a winner.
Aye.
But that's sadly the day he never did it, or last week.
No. And Yang, I thought Yang had a good game on the left.
He looks no bad, Yang, didn't he? He looks no too bad. There was one bit I was annoyed with. He put a cross in him right out the park again. And that's, I'm one for somebody that can cross a ball, and we haven't really got anybody that can do that too well.
And they switched Maeda out to the right, which I don't know why, because Yang's a right winger, Maeda's a left-sided player, and they switched the two of them about, and they stayed in their positions. Maeda never went back to the left, and Yang never went back to the right. They stayed in the opposite sides. And Maeda does what he does. He chases back, he gets tackles in. He came off for Abada.
Abada,
aye. So Abada came on for Maeda. Forrest came on for Yang. How do you think they two done?
The Forrest was terrible.
Why is he still there? Why is he still picking up a wage and coming on for the last 10 minutes of every game and doing nothing? He's making absolutely no impact in the team, so why is he there? Why is Forrest there? I don't see anything that he does.
I don't know. I was thinking the same about Turnbull when he was on, but Forrest was, I don't know, Xander, I really don't know. I can't explain it. He's getting a game when he shouldn't be. He looks overweight, he's slow. It looks like he's going to take a player on, then turns back and passes it backwards. He's not got the pace anymore.
No,
he's not got the pace to get by play.
He lost his pace a while ago, but Rodgers seems to want to play him every single game. I don't understand. Every game this season he's played. I know it's only been like fleeting appearances in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of games, but he's still coming on and he's making absolutely no impact. And obviously we couldn't change it up front because we've not got another striker. Kyogo had to stay on the full game, but injured obviously, so we couldn't bring anybody on up front. I know the other one that came on was Haksabanovic. Don't think he done anything either, did he?
Yeah, never did much at all, no. You can see him trying his best to get by players and that, but St Johnstone's, I was trying to work out what St Johnstone's formation was. It was clearly a 5-5, wasn't it?
Aye, they had absolutely no intention of attacking Celtic at any point in the game.
Aye. Teams like that make me sick. I'll be honest with you. See teams that turn up like that, 5 defenders and 5 in front of them, just try to make a brick wall, basically.
Yeah.
And they do it well. I'll be honest with you. They've done it well. If that's a team's game plan, is to park the bus like that. Well, they've done it well, didn't they? That was their job. They done it.
Aye, they done what they set out today. That's the bottom line, isn't it? They got their point, and that's what they wanted. That's what they got. But looking at us, not looking great. Next up, Ibrox. Rangers won the day 2-0, obviously. So they go into the game just 1 point behind us. We go into the game half form, 2 games in a row, 0 goals scored. Teams no gelling, teams no playing well. Just I'm not looking forward to next week at all.
No, that's. I'm not going to do a match preview right now, but I'm predicting bad things next week. It's not looking good. They turn up at Ibrox like that. I don't know. They just look like they don't know what they're doing with each other. If they turn up to Ibrox like that next week, you're talking 4-5-0.
Aye.
Especially if you get skills in the centre back position.
Yeah. And I've listened to some of these podcasts, and they're all saying, "Oh, there's still 6 days left," and it's you're not going to get 5 players in 5 days. That's not going to happen.
Nah, we've been saying it for the start. Celtic's transfer budget. People, I've watched a couple of podcasts. You know, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the podcasts, but they're going on about, well, we could spend 10 million here and 10 million and that'd be 20 million for two quality players. Celtic's never going to spend that. I says for the start, Celtic's transfer budget, even with the Champions League money, even with the sale of Jota, we didn't even spend last season's Champions League money, remember? And I says Celtic's budget this season for players would be about 15 million maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even spent that.
No. Now, where's these big Brendan Rodgers signings we're supposed to be getting? It's just not going to happen. We're going into Ibrox with James Forrest and Haksabanovic on the bench.
Turnbull.
And Turnbull playing for the start. And, half the team half for him. Callum McGregor nowhere to be seen. So they've got to really, really pick it up for next. Is it Saturday or Sunday we play them? I think it's Sunday, isn't it?
I don't know. I'd imagine so. They've got a hard game in Europe midweek, mind you.
Aye, so it all depends on what happens with them in midweek as well. If they get knocked out of the Champions League, their heads will be down as well. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about Celtic. It's we're going into that game half form, players no gelling. I mean, I'm going to ask the question: are they even playing for the manager? It doesn't look like it, does it?
It looks like they've down tools, doesn't it? They're playing at a low percentage of what they're capable of. That's what I think. They're playing maybe 35% of what they're actually capable of doing. There's not enough effort out there, players.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's to do with Rodgers?
Hard to say, innit? We don't know. Rodgers, he's not looked happy since he came back, has it? Every time I watch Rodgers, he doesn't look happy. It's like he doesn't want to actually be there.
It's as if it seems as if there's no plan B. There's no, I can change it, or how do I change it? There seems to be nothing there. There's no plan B.
No, there isn't. It's turgid from the start to the finish. We can't really say any more than that. I don't want to sound totally pessimistic, but you can't help it, can you? It's your natural reaction. If your team's not playing well, it's natural to be like that. But to think that the players aren't playing for Rodgers, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case.
But the funny thing is, we go to Ibrox on Sunday and we win. This is all forgotten about, isn't it?
Well, we said that in the last podcast as well, didn't we? We played Celtic Park and beat St Johnstone. It's kind of forgot about. We move on. How many times can you go and say that? I know, Xander, you know?
Aye.
Because I don't think we're going to win at Ibrox. If that team turn up at Ibrox and perform like that, they have no chance.
No, it's even though Rangers aren't playing well, they'll have 50,000 fans backing them and no Celtic fans in the stadium. And right away, even with the team playing well, that's you're under pressure with that. But with this team playing the way they are, they could. I'm not saying they will, but they could wipe the floor with us.
Aye, well, I've got a feeling it's going to be a kind of heavy defeat, at least 3-0. And that doesn't bear thinking about, but that's the reality, isn't it? If you've got a team that's no performing, that's the reality.
And when was the last time we went into a game against Rangers on this kind of form? It must have been the COVID season. That must have been the last time the team went into Ibrox or any Celtic Rangers game under this type of form. I can't remember the last time, because it's hard to tell with the COVID season because there was no fans. That was the excuse then. What's the excuse now?
Aye, exactly, aye. I had a full house the other day, and if you've got players that can't perform for Celtic fans, a full house of Celtic fans, they shouldn't be at Celtic, if you ask me.
Oh, there's so
Because
many.
that should be enough. As soon as you step onto that park and you see that big stadium with 60,000 fans in it.
In my opinion, there's a lot of players that shouldn't be there. A lot of players that actually shouldn't be wearing that Celtic jersey. And I'll go through them now if you want. Scales is one of them. It's starting from the back. Scales, Taylor, Ralston, Turnbull, Abada, Forrest, Hatskabanovic, Awata, Kwon. You know, that's about 11. That's just off the top of my head. None of the players should be at Celtic. They're not good enough.
No, I don't know much about Kwon right enough. I've not seen much of him, but the rest of them, apart from Abada, I would agree with you with the list of players that's not good enough to be at Celtic. Because Abada has got something. Abada's problem with me, as you know, is he can't cross. But
There's more faults to his game than that, John. Look at him today. He couldn't pass a player. He couldn't pass the ball. He couldn't, as you say, cross. He was running the ball at the park. He's done nothing today. Done nothing when he came on.
well, nobody did anything today, did they? I mean, like I says, if Joe Hart's winning man of the match, for me anyway, he won man of the match.
I think
If he's winning man of the
O'Reilly
match,
was the best player in the park, wasn't he?
O'Reilly probably the player that tried the most, but the sitters that he missed is kind of, for me, I know O'Reilly played well, and I do like O'Reilly, but it's unforgivable missing 3 sitters like that. And at 3 sitters, I mean, that game could have been 5-0 at half time. If Celtic would have took a couple of the chances, they would have known to win that game comfortably, 5-6-0.
Mm-hmm. Well, everything's playing into Rangers' hands, isn't it? Everything.
So far, aye, but then again, you've got Rangers away to PSV this week, so a wee defeat for them would put them down a peg or two, you know. Then they've got to play a derby game on the Sunday.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think they're going to beat PSV Eindhoven. I think they're going to go into the Champions League.
Well, we need to wait and see. You can't predict it, can you? But the luck that they've got, aye, they could very well go on to beat PSV, but I don't know. We'll need to wait and see what happens there. If they get beat with PSV, I think that's Celtic's only hope of getting maybe at most a draw there because of the no fans and all that. It maybe put them in a wee bit of down. They've got to travel home and then face Celtic. I mean, Celtic do keep the ball well, but if Rangers high press Celtic, they're in trouble. If Scales is in that centre back position, Celtic are in trouble.
Well, we've no defence, have we? I mean, all the defenders are out injured. Your only quality midfielder is injured as well. The only bit of hope we've got is that Alistair Johnston's back. He should be fit for the full game at Ibrox.
I think he'll play the full game. Where'd they get the day? I think it lasted an hour, didn't he? 50 odd minutes or something like that, 59 minutes.
Aye. So
So
that's a bonus going into Ibrox, but there's no many bonuses going into Ibrox. It's the team.
I'd dread to think if we had to get into the Ibrox game with Ralston there, that'd be a nightmare. I hate talking any Celtic player doing, especially Ralston being he's a Celtic fan as well, but the boy's just no got it for me.
Well, it's going to be a horrible build-up to this game, unless we do get some top quality signings in. But even if we do get some top quality signings in, they've got to gel and blend into that team. That's not going to happen overnight, is it?
No, it doesn't happen very often, that if a player comes in and plays his first game in a derby match and plays well and he's a standout, I can't remember the last player that done that.
I think the last person that did that was Johnstone. He came in at Ibrox, didn't he, and played brilliant.
Aye, we need to rely more on than a right back though, I'd love to see a good left back, another striker, another central defender, a central midfielder that can boss the game, because to me McGregor's not doing it anymore. For what I've seen so far anyway, the start of this season, McGregor's no bossed anything.
No.
But
McGregor's not turned up this season. He's not actually turned up at all this season. And McGregor's a great wee player. I love McGregor, but he's not turned up at all. And he needs to start thinking about turning up for Ibrox on Sunday, because we need him. We need him badly.
Aye, well, there's another week away into that game, so we need to just, like you says, we hope the transfer window closes when we've signed a few half-decent players. But if Celtic don't spend 20-25 million in that transfer window before it closes, then it's not looking good for the rest of the season, if you ask me. Because that team needs big money spent on it.
The game's done now, John, isn't it? That's it. We've got to move on. There's no point in hanging on to it and talking about it anymore, because we've now got to look forward to Sunday. And we've got to hope and pray that the players come out battling on Sunday.
Aye, well, can you see it?
I can't see it now.
If Celtic go there with that squad, can you see them come out and battling and fighting every ball?
Can't see it. No, can't see it. I can see
it.
I can only see one result, and that's a Rangers win.
Aye, if that team comes out and plays like that against Rangers, they have no chance.
I mean, I hope
Rangers will sucker punch them. See if they play like that, passing the ball left and right and backwards all the time. Rangers will be quite happy to sit in and let them do that and sucker punch them.
Aye.
Counter-attack them.
Aye, well, it's might be surprising. We might come out of there with some sort of result. That's all we can hope for, I suppose, isn't it? That we come out of there with something that keeps us on top of the league.
Aye, if you ask me, it'd be some kind of minor miracle to get out there with a result.
Well, you never know. No, I mean, you never know. As you say, it all depends on what happens in the next 5 days. So we can only just watch and see what happens and hope we get some quality players in. Because the team that's out there now isn't going to do it.
Now, well, Rodgers was saying he does need players, he needs better quality. He did say that in his interview, the day.
A blind man could see that bit. He didn't need Rodgers to tell us that, didn't we know?
Don't need Rodgers to tell us that, but where's that better quality going to come from? Because that board will not splash that money. And like I says earlier, you had last season's Champions League money that hasn't even been touched. Really, has it?
No.
Right? No. And you've got Sale of Jota, you've got this season's Champions League money. You're talking about £60 million in money that's come in, £65 million or whatever.
And not to mention TV deals and trips to Japan and all these other incomes that came our way. You've got to add all that on as well. I think we're talking about nearly £80 million in the bank, and I think we've spent something like 10 million so far.
Aye. And the only ones that's getting fat off here, that's Lowell and James Forrest.
Alright, mate, we'll leave it there. There's nothing else we can really say on what happened today. It's happened now, we move on. We go to Ibrox and we'll have the same podcast next Sunday.
It's the same one, aye. Exactly the same kind of atmosphere.
Just change the name St Johnstone to Rangers.
Aye, and change the draw to a defeat.
Aye, well, that's it. Aye. Well, I hope you're right. Yeah. Obviously, I hope you're right.
Well, I hope I'm right as well. I hope maybe Rodgers will have a word and give the players the talk that they need and they'll go out and perform. You don't know.
No, that's it. We'll leave it there now, John. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's everything, man. That's more than enough, I think.
Aye. It does still settle on this, but the dust settled last week as well, didn't it? And we're still in the same boat, so. Alright, mate. We'll leave it there, and we'll do a wee podcast in midweek, right?
No worries, mate.
Alright, mate. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you in midweek. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, mate.
Hail, hail, buddy.